What up, guys? Welcome to episode 11. We are here with 4Whistles, man. You guys are from Kennewick, right?
Kennewick, that's right. Yeah,
Where are you guys located at right now?
So our tasting room's over in the public market in Kennewick right now at the Columbia River Warehouse. But our production facility and our vineyard is up in a little town just north of Pasco called Eltopia.
Eltopia.
Shoot, the public market's new up and coming venue. It's kind of like the Seattle area, but it's growing here in the Tri-Cities.
Because they've been open for like 4 months or not
It's
that
longer than that.
No,
like a year.
half a year.
You guys,
Our winery, our little tasting room.
No, right there at the public market.
The market itself has been open for a little over a year now.
Almost over a year.
Yeah. So maybe, I don't know, like 14, 15 months. But our little tasting room there has only been there for about the last 6.
Oh, okay.
How's that been though for the last 6 months?
Good. Yeah, it's been really good. The exposure's been great. I think people have been really accepting of it. It's really nice. We get a ton of traffic. You know, people just walking by. Oh, hey, look, wine. Like, yeah, wine.
I know you guys be giving out giving people a little taste of.
Yeah. We try to kind of give people the soft pitch. Like, hey, you don't need to buy a whole flight or anything like that. But if you just want something to see what we're about, then we just give out just a little sample. But we do encourage people to buy a full flight because that's the full experience, and that's what we're going to be doing here is a full red flight. So
that's awesome.
Get a taste.
Have any of you guys done any testing before?
I've never done. I'm not really a wine sipper, so I mean.
I got you. I know that's why I walked in the building. I was like, "Ooh, wine! All right." I've done a couple of tours, and not gonna lie, you go to a couple wineries, you might get a little tips before the end of the day.
Oh yeah. The third one is usually the one that did I have that third one? No.
And I know you recently got married, huh?
Yes, sir.
Man,
Thank you, guys. Yeah, absolutely. Best decision I ever made. Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Blessings, bro. Blessings.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how did this whole I think a lot of people are kind of curious of how does 4Whistles? How did the name came about?
Yeah. So it's just kind of started by me and my folks. We moved out here in 2014, summer of 2014. So my dad picked a place that had some property on it, and it was just kind of blank land. And then I started going to school at WSU for the winemaking, and they kind of just asked me. They were like, "Can we grow grapes here?" And I was like, yeah, we can grow grapes here. What's the plan? And they were like, well, there isn't really a plan. And it was just like, can we grow grapes here?
It was just kind of constructed together.
Yeah. It just kind of, exactly. Some of the pieces fell into place. And, you
got your bachelor's in the whole.
Yeah, that's right.
Huh?
Yeah. So my bachelor's in viticulture and enology, which is the fancy name for.
And then your dad's has a bachelor's in the same thing?
No, my dad's bachelor is actually in finance.
Really?
What detoured you to go just like in wine?
It's a really ultimately a kind of a convoluted long story, but so it just kind of came a search for when I was in high school. High school was really crummy for me. It just really sucked. I didn't really like high school, and so when I was done with high school, I was kind of just done with it. I was like, I don't want to go to school anymore. I don't want to do the whole thing. But mom and dad had saved a lot of money that was in specific bonds that were education bonds. So the only thing you can spend that on is education.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
So they were like, well, we have all this money for you, so you just as well go and give it a try. And so I was like, all right, well, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna find a field that has some room for growth.
And when you started as a freshman, you guys already had the whole winery thing,
No.
right?
No, we were still living in Maryland when I was enrolled at WSU for my first semester.
So did you read something upon in the Tri-Cities?
Yeah. So exactly, and so I kind of started. That's what it came. They were like, "You're gonna go," and I was like, "All right." I agreed to go because they had all the money saved, and so I agreed to go. And then it became a search for what is where's the room for growth? Where's the
You can make it a thing.
Exactly. Where can I get a degree where I won't struggle to find a degree in that field and feel like I wasted all that time getting an irrelevant degree?
No, coming back here from Houston, I've noticed a lot of growth coming to the Pacific Northwest, people from California and whatnot, and migrating up here for the wine.
Yeah.
You have Amazon that's growing up here. But, literally, a lot of people are coming up here for the wine industry. So that's why I find it intriguing. I'm like, what? How did this all start? You're just like, no, bro, I found a niche that was growing. I knew I was going to have a job for the rest of my life.
Yep.
Just kind of fell into place. It's crazy how you're finding. It's still going. That was the mics, y'all. It's okay. That was the mic full cover.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah.
It
So
wasn't my phone. I was crying. Brand new phone.
That's what I thought. I heard something. I thought I heard something fly. You know?
I thought it was just a plastic piece.
Yeah. Good.
no,
But
no.
yeah, no, that was definitely like what it came down to was like I needed to find somewhere to be that I felt like I could get a degree, you know, and feel confident that it would lead to career growth.
Right, because a lot of bachelors, a lot of people they get their bachelors and they come out and then they realize that the money that they thought they were gonna make is not there. So you were pretty smart about it. That you're like, okay, when I come out, I'm gonna have a guaranteed job and all that.
Yeah, definitely.
So
And
you've always been into wine yourself, or like?
Yeah, no, it's always something kind of like the family was into. It's always kind of one of those things.
But you like to drink wine yourself?
Oh yeah. So it was one of those things where it was like, it kind of the first intro was like Thanksgiving and everybody's drinking and then there's wine around and it's like, oh hey, this is what wine's about. Taste this, and then you just and you as a kid you're like, oh gross, that's never. I don't think I want to drink anything again. And but then like as as an adult, you kind of take the time to unpack it, and like that's the thing about like wine, like especially red wines, which we're about to do here, is they're just super flavor dense.
Right.
There's just a ton of stuff going on, and so sometimes like that's really hard to even just like perceive.
Flavors of red wine.
Right.
So you have a preference for red wine, or do you like some white wines too?
Yeah, I do prefer red wines. I think red wines are like when I think of wine, I think of red wine. Yeah.
We should speak about that the aging process, or like what we were talking about earlier, right before the.
We got Cash Cuts right here. He's not into wine as much.
He's about to be.
He might. This might be the episode where
That's right. Yeah. No, and so red wines. They also. Almost all, if not all, I mean, there are a few exceptions, but they all typically are barrel aged. For some of them as little as 6 months, some of them as many as basically the sky's the limit for most winemakers. I mean, some winemakers keep their stuff in barrel for years and years and years, but typically no more than 3 years in a barrel. But it picks up a ton of flavor from the oak barrels during that period of time. That white wine typically doesn't have. There's a few. Like I said, there's always an exception to all the rules in winemaking, which is kind of what makes it fun. But there's there's Chardonnay is usually the one that's put in oak barrels as well. So, but typically white wine is done a lot faster. Doesn't have a maturation time, and it's kind of quick turnover. So they're light and fruity and very very aromatic, as we like to say in the industry.
Right.
Meaning they smell good. There's a fancy name. They smell good.
So which one do you think we should taste first? Like,
we'll do the Cab Franc first.
All right.
I think as far as red wine order goes, that's the proper one. We'll do the proper one.
We've seen it I've seen it some like those like wineries that have like big, like you said, wine barrels, like warehouses of them. You've been in like stuff like that. Is that something that you guys have?
We have a very modest version of that, but yeah, I mean, essentially, functionally, it's the same thing. We don't have a humongous barrel inventory. Just for size reference, we have right now in our total barrel inventory, I think we have 30 barrels.
Wow.
So very very minuscule as compared to like what you're talking about, which is like probably like a Columbia Crest or a Stay Michelle style.
I can take the napkin.
Winery that is like gonna have stacks of 2 barrels wide by like 12 tall, and so that
warehouse. I was like, dang, that's a lot of wine. I tried this barrel. I'm like,
Hey, so what is that about? Like, I have a quick question on that. Why do people swirl it like that? Is that
okay? Yeah. So without getting too into the chemistry of it, basically. So going back to the maturation process, right? So what's happening is all kinds of like really microchemistry, right? And so like all kinds of like biochemistry is going on, and there's all kinds of fancy stuff that's happening. But basically, what's happening is there's portions of the molecule that are charged that stick to each other. And so you have several different types of molecules that kind of stick together in these long chains. And so that's what's happening over that maturation period. That's what you want to happen. And so then when you open the bottle and you pour it into the glass and you swirl it, you're breaking those really delicate bonds. So you're releasing a lot of the aroma. And so it's basically you're
so they go like this
swirling
and
it
then they smell
to
it.
fill the glass with aroma, and then you smell it to try to perceive that in a more in a denser fashion. Like the idea is that there's more in it, and so sometimes you'll see people even cover their glass, or they'll put there's what's called a watch glass, which is a really thin, looks like a contact lens, but a really big version of a contact lens, and it's glass, and they'll set that over that for the same thing. So it kind of traps the aroma in there, and then you get a really big hit of it, and you can kind of take it all apart.
That's for the experts.
Yeah.
Don't be chugging the wine.
Cheers. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sip on it. Perceive it. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Definitely. And so this is Cabernet Franc.
Cabernet Franc.
Yeah.
Does it have a year to it or just?
Yeah. So this is vintage 2020. So it also has a little bit more. It's closer to 50% new French oak, which is where you're getting that kind of grippiness from. That's what I was saying. It'll that dryness.
I felt my lips turn dry right now.
Yeah, definitely. This one. That's why I started with this one. Just kind of get that one out of the way. Yeah, they'll get a little smoother, a little bit more. Yeah, it is.
Because I think a lot of people are gonna learn off this video how to the swirl. It's important. Now when you put it in your mouth, I noticed a lot of people kind of play with it, or just drink it?
So and it's all kind of preference. I give it kind of like a back and forth swish. So I'll take a mouthful, I'll kind of swish it back across the back, bring it to the front, and bring it to the back, and then I'll swallow it. But everybody's different, Some like my dad, he'll hold a mouthful of wine for a minute. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's exactly, and he almost lets it warm up to the temperature of his mouth. And then he'll drink it.
But it doesn't get you more
No, it doesn't get you drunk or anything.
Like wine drunk, or you don't call it drunk?
It's drunk. It's just drunk. Oh yeah, it's just drunk. When you're drunk, you're drunk,
I thought it
man.
was like a certain name where I'm wine drunk,
Well, yeah, you call it wine drunk. That's what. Yeah. I'll definitely call it that because
it's more of a happy. Most people that drink
it's a feast drunk.
Yeah. It's that more cultural back in the day.
Yeah. That's right. Bring me the jar.
This is pretty good though.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I definitely don't feel the need to throw compliments at me or anything.
You said that it doesn't really matter how long you age wine for,
No, it's all preference. Yeah, I mean, and there's definitely in the industry. There's always, well, this is what way we think that it should be done, and that kind of stuff. There's always that kind of thing. But generally, that's what drew me to the wine industry too. Is it's so very artistic. There's a ton of science and a ton of chemistry and a ton of knowledge that goes into it. But ultimately, how you use that knowledge and the style that you ultimately come up with is always your own. It's always unique, And some people will say "Oh, I'm more of an old world winemaker, or I'm a more traditional winemaker," things like that. And that just has to do with how long they're leaving their wines in barrel and what kind of barrels they're choosing and a lot of varietal selection. So when I say Cabernet Franc, that's the breed of grape, or the species of grape. So there's I don't know. I think that there's the generally accepted numbers. There's 10,000 accepted grape varietals. So there's under the sun and as many as you can think of basically. But significant ones, there's really only maybe 20 or 30 that are significant.
A lot of people love Cabernet.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So Cab Sauv is the most popular grape by an incredible margin. I would say that 75% almost of a lot. That number is really rough, but a vast majority of grapes acreage wise that are planted in the state is Cab Sauv.
So the reason I say this is still pretty good is because I've tasted some red wines and they're too bland. And I'm if I can actually drink and finish it, because I've went and got samples and went and wine tasting before, and I gave me a red wine, I'm now you can take that back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fine, I'll chug it because it's so dry.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're saying, how you got that, it's moderate, but there's that's why some people don't like red wines. They like more white wines because it's a little bit sweet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If it's moderate, I'm cool, I can drink red wine as long as it's moderate. So.
Yeah, and this is definitely. It was also bottled the most recently too, so I think it still has just a little bit of time that it needs to set in bottle before it's really ready. Because the bottling process is pretty rough on wines.
What's also nice about red wines is that they're really good at steaks.
Yes. Oh yeah, red meat is like the pairing for red wines. They're incredible. Like this especially with because you'll get the fat from the meat will totally cut that dryness out of the wine altogether. It totally makes it feel differently in the mouth, and yeah.
Makes for the whole experience.
Yeah, exactly. And that's. Go ahead. Sorry.
So what wine do you think is your most sweeter, like less harsher
In this lineup or just in general?
in general?
Yeah. So we make some rosés they're just an absolute easy drinker. They're lower alcohol content too, so they're not going to be as biting or as harsh. So this wine is oh gosh, it's on the bottle. I think it's like 14 and a half. 15, yeah. So it's 15% alcohol, which is pretty high. But our rosé is definitely like closer to 13. So that's totally a different experience with the way that like these wines almost make your face feel a little warm and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas those rosés won't do that. Yeah. A little bit of tingle up the front of your face. Yeah.
So like with being in the Pacific Northwest, like how far outside of the region have you like progressed so far? So just looking at it here, have you been able to get some of these wines like out of state?
We're primarily here in the Tri-Cities. Yeah, I mean most of our
You're in a few bars, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we have a couple restaurants and a couple bars that carry our product. Just
that's
that's
amazing though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm trying to downplay. That's actually really
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's a big step, and it's cool to see the acceptance of that. We're so new, we don't really know exactly where it's all going.
Right, you said it started off in the garage, right?
Oh yeah,
Like batches.
That's right. Yeah, so it started.
We're all entrepreneurs here.
Yeah, that's right. No,
Yeah.
that's right. No, I dig it. That's exactly.
And if you guys are doing something out there and you really believe in it, don't stop, man. Just keep going and just go with the keep that vision. Yeah,
That's
Don't
right.
stay on the start line. Doesn't
No.
matter where you're doing it, do it 1%. But they say that 1% rule is real things. If you do it once a day, then it's like that's 365%.
That's right. 1%. Right. 1% better a day. That's not that much. That's achievable.
That's what he says all the time. He
That's
teaches
right.
that all the time.
Say over a year, that's 365%. That's a lot of percentage.
Yep.
Over 100, that's all profit after that point.
Yeah.
Right.
Take the time. Everybody thinks of the idea and they just marinate it and then just start.
You gotta do something.
Start.
Do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just start and figure it out. Figure it out as you go. Find somebody else who's a little bit more knowledgeable, but like don't sit there just marinating on the thought.
No, yeah, and that's what I mean. That's literally like where it came down to with us. It was I mean, it's not glamorous, but it was a drunken night with me and my dad, my brothers, and my dad was just stumbling, kind of drunk through this blank patch of land, this blank 3 acres, and going grapes.
I love
grapes.
I love that.
Yeah, and then we were all like going, "You're crazy, man." But then he put in the work, and he asked me the questions, and he's like, "Bring in some of your textbooks, and we'll go through them." And so we started bringing through some of the textbooks, and started to see like, planting the grapes isn't the expensive part. So he's like, well, that's not that much money. So we planted an acre of grapes. And
because I know there's different types of grapes though, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Which ones do you guys grow, or that it's typically for wine, or is it just any kind of grape you can use?
No, yeah. So that's what I was going back to my earlier point about the culturally significant ones. So there's that 10,000 number is just wine grapes. So if you wanted to have a bottle of every wine grape that is possible, you would have a bottle of wine. There'd be 10,000 of them. Because at least as far as single varietals. Now there's blends, and the number of blends is infinite basically, because those blends are just whatever combination of varietals that somebody wants to put, and then they can put whatever name they want on it as long as Yeah, exactly. So the 14 hands, hot to trot or whatever, that can be whatever blend they want because it's just red wine. They're not saying that it's any specific varietal. But we choose to label our wines by varietal because I think that there's just a little. Yeah, exactly. It's a little more niche. It's a little bit more controlled, and we can do that, and we can deliver that quality. And I think that the quality is there, and that the consumers are receptive to that.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's
you can make wine out of anything, right? You can make fruit wine, you can make orange wine, you can make strawberry wine. But the reason that we make it out of grapes is just for the chemistry of it. It's just the grapes have been bred to be turned into wine basically for the last however long. I mean, like literally pre-Christ times. You know, we've been making wine. So over that time, you know, the grapes have been bred and interbred and crossbred and cross-pollinated and mutated and all kinds of things, and they've been through plagues and famines and things, and so
because it started off with like people stomping on the grapes,
that's right,
and all that stuff, and
that's right.
Now you say you got a machine for that, so you guys don't be doing
presses
that,
and all that stuff.
Yeah, presses, exactly. Yeah,
they're called.
Yeah,
tiptoeing on them.
Yeah, no, none of that. No. My name's Lucy on those. On some grapes.
I love grapes too. I grew up like loving grapes all the time. Like that's one of my top fruits too. So do you guys sell the grapes on the side, like, or is it just used?
No, we use them all for winemaking. But if you like grapes, these are the grapes you'll like, man. I mean, the wine grapes are maybe even twice as sweet
because they're seedless, right?
No, they've got seeds.
And then how do you guys get rid of the seeds? So the seeds don't go in.
The seeds go in the mix.
Dissolve?
Press, you know?
No, yeah. So at the end, we press it all out.
Oh,
so basically,
just the juice comes out.
Yeah, exactly. So the skins and the seeds get left behind. So basically, it's forced through a big strainer, big screen.
Like a sifter?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I always, when I eat grapes, I choose the seedless ones just because, you know, they're easier to eat.
No, totally. For table grapes, you have to have seedless. You don't want to be spitting a bunch of seeds on it. But no, for these, like the stuff that basically the genetics that gives it all the flavor is basically tied to the genetics that gives it seeds.
Right. Now
so you can't really. It's really hard to breed that out because then the grape the plant treats the grapes totally differently.
So when you eat grapes with like the seeds on it, you're not supposed to eat the seed, right? I mean, I take them out, but like you can't. Nothing happens to you.
No.
Yeah.
No, well, that's what you think. Like, but me and my roommate, we were talking about that.
Seedless grapes are genetically engineered.
Yeah.
No,
natural grapes.
but if you look up like watermelon seeds, like on the internet, it says you're not supposed to eat them because you will get like constipated.
Well, it'll give you a bellyache for sure.
Constipated too over time.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
But like how my parents were saying back then, are you going to go a little pan yourself?
Right, yeah, you gotta get a watermelon.
Maybe say got a big watermelon.
Yeah.
Don't eat the seeds, you can go fat.
That's right.
On the internet.
Something to tell a little kid though.
Yeah, right. They'll believe you too. They'll believe you.
So what is this other one right here?
All right. So then the next two we got two different Syrah. They're the same grapes, but the grapes were grown in different years. So the same plants produced the grapes, the same winemaker made the wines, but it's two different vintages. Yeah, exactly. So first step, we'll start with the older one. We'll start with the 2020.
All right.
So this one, I think, is a little bit more like, I don't know, like kind of a weird term when you think of wine, but it's a little bit more savory. So it has a little bit more like kind of pepperoni or smoky meat kind of thing going on, which is kind of cool. That's kind of typical of the Syrah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm already getting a little buzz right now.
Oh yeah, that 15% will get you.
We might need an Uber.
15% will get you.
I don't think none of us are driving home. Oh man.
Hey, I could stumble home, so that's the only reason I agreed to do this. Is I live a mile down the road, so no, I'm kidding.
That's where we're going. Wine tasting all the way. Like you said, when you get to about that second or third. About the third is when you're like, oh man, like, because you're the catering boards, all the meats and the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually feeling yourself, you're enjoying yourself now. You're like, okay, you're kind of laid back. You're picking the wine that you actually know you like now. So now you're like, oh, cool, I'm going to drink that one a little bit faster. Then you're like you said, you feel it a little, like I said, it's a happy drum. It's not like when you're drinking like tequila or something like that.
If you have too much, halfway through the bottle, you're going to be...
But too much wine, that's when you're gonna get that. You'll still get a hint because like you get a little bit more sweetness than you do the natural.
Yeah.
So just, like I said, it's a different type of rum.
It's totally different.
Right. Hey, also this video was sponsored by Picante, man. They hooked us up with some chicken wraps.
What?
some dessert. We got some ceviche too. He said he's a fan too. So
Oh, yeah.
now you're gonna get to taste the ceviche from Picante. You never had Picante before?
Maybe once.
Once when they were at the taco truck. Or?
Yes, that's it. I thought I was gonna ask if.
So now they got the restaurant. They just got voted #1 restaurant in the whole Tri-Cities too.
Wow,
and they've only been
cool. Yeah.
So hey, you know, it would be cool if we could get 4Whistles into Picante because they have a bar there, bro.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they do. So maybe this, you know what I mean? This
nice. Yeah.
exposure could get you into other restaurants.
We'd love it.
You know what I mean? And they got a really nice bar area, and it's every time I go, there's people there, you know, drinking and sipping, and it might be something that I, you know, might do on my little lunch break or something, you know, just get a little bit and yeah, but I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, I've been there. I went and got a couple tacos. The bar's open now, so I've got a couple drinks. I'm not gonna lie. Just here and there, just to ease off after practice. Yes, it is the place to go.
Yeah,
they have a nice little patio too. I can't wait to come back for the summertime. Hopefully they'll have some more bands there later, and it'll be nice.
Oh man, look at that!
This is a chicken crunch wrap right here from Picante. Have you ever had this one before?
No, I have not.
Bro, I had this thing for like 2 straight weeks. I think when I first started having it.
Oh.
And
man!
They put me on the crunch wrap, and I was like, all right, cool, I gotta go back and get one.
There's a jalapeno here too. If you guys want some of that. Do you like jalapeno?
You said this one has a little bit more of that smoky flavor.
Yeah,
it has like a little bacon fat kind of.
Yeah, there's a jalapeno too if you want to. Yeah, and then there's a jalapeno there.
No, I can't do that. I can't do that.
I was just watching a video today. It was an interviewer, and he was on this hot chili pepper farm. And as the guy's going through, he's like, "Hey, this is one of our not ghost peppers, but the one that has like the million heat." And he's like sitting there just nonchalant doing the interview, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's the newest
Carolina
one."
Reaper.
Yeah, he grabs it, takes a bite, not realizing as he's saying the 1 millionth heat, and I'm like,
"Oh yeah."
This fool's ripping. In the middle of the interview, I said, "This fool is ripping."
And then he had to like stop.
Yeah, he stopped and he's like, "Oh dang, you're bold." And he grabs him a cup of milk real quick and he starts passing. He's like, "Oh, what's that for?" "Oh, to taper down the heat." He said, "Bro, that's the one that's the million heat." Like, he said, "Oh, that's cool." Goes back, finishes it.
Yeah.
Because he only took one bite. Goes back and finishes it. And he's like, "Oh, I feel it now."
Oh, I feel
I'm starting to feel the heat. And he's like, "Oh, this milk ain't helping though." He's like, "How long is this gonna last?"
Yeah.
He's like, "About 5 to 6 hours, depends on the person." He said, "I wish that would have been some important, valuable information before I took that bite."
Prior
He's
to.
like, "I thought it was about 1,000, maybe 10." He said, "Bro, 1 million? Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna risk it. 5, 6 hours, you got me messed up."
5, 6 hours.
Yeah, 5 to 6 hours of heat. Imagine that.
Oh.
Reminds me of like I went to Vegas and it was their Happy Fridays, and I went to I think it was Roscoe's Hot Chicken or something like that, and they had a hot chicken tasting competition basically. Had all the hot rod cars, Corvettes, cars that are going on the racetracks, and DJ and all. Everybody's chilling, but then there's a hot eating contest out there, and I'm like, everybody can go taste it, and I'm sitting there like, I'm thinking about it until I stop, and I'm sitting there watch. Literally 30 seconds of sitting there watching. Somebody grabbed a bucket, threw up, and I'm like, what is going on here? They're like, bro, that is their hottest chicken on the menu, and I'm like, what? They're like, taste it. I said, no, I'm good. I watched somebody throw up. I seen somebody in tears. Watched another person down the street. The trip, and I was like, oh, I'm so glad. Because I was about to be that guy off the interview taking a bite. And then
Doubling down.
Because I was about to go catch a flight. I was about to get on an airplane probably about 2 or 3 hours later. I was just going to waste some time. And yeah, look, I almost fell for the trap. That would have been my worst day. Worst nightmare.
That would have been a bad.
Stuck on a plane just spiced up.
Spicy?
Yeah, right. They spiced up. All of a sudden, halfway through that flight, and getting that real gurgle going on in the mid gut.
I would have been in pain.
Mm-hmm.
For real. So what do you think of the chicken wrap? Like, what would you rate it? Like 1 out of 10?
Oh, that's a 10.
That's a 10,
That's
huh?
a 10 for
a
sure.
lot of flavor, huh?
Oh yeah.
You should try with the salsa. Good. It's not
Don't
too
do-
spicy, bro. It's the perfect spice.
You don't do hot
I
sauce?
can't do hot at all, bro.
Does it mess up your stomach?
See this Chico Blanco?
Chico Blanco.
You can see through my skin, bro.
This right here is not your local Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's just super good wrap.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
a crunch wrap.
You've had it,
This ain't
no?
no Taco Bell.
Right. No, the seasoning on that meat is bomb.
You don't want to go back to Taco Bell after this.
Not at all. Well, Taco Bell don't got horchata either. So.
We also got waters from Picante. He got the horchata. You guys are welcome to get a water too. You got like 4 different flavors.
Is that cucumber lime?
Looks like it.
That's your go-to, huh?
Cucumber lime? It is
No,
good too, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys want a
mine.
refreshing drink? They got that Fresca, that strawberry water with that cucumber lime. Oh my god. That makes you.
I think the Jamaica was for real.
Oh yeah.
Gas. So this makes you want to take your wife, huh? To
Oh, yeah.
Picante?
Oh yeah. This is just down the street from us.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Have some 4Whistles wine right there next to it.
Oh yeah.
Then you can drive home.
Walk home.
Walk home. It's so
I ain't
close.
driving, bro.
No.
Like wine kind of compliment.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we got the
Seasoning?
ceviche too.
Mm-hmm.
With it's got the avocado on top too. You like avocado? Yeah. I
I used to
also
not like it when I was little.
yeah.
I used to hate avocado, bro.
Really?
But it grew into me. I
Yeah.
don't know how.
Just so many
No, I
times.
get that. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it when I was a kid either.
That might be the texture you don't like.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a kid, you're all about texture, you know?
Right.
Right. No, that's true.
Me and my teammates were just talking about because when they were cramping up at practice, I'm like, bro, you need potassium. I don't like bananas. All right, bro, I didn't say you gotta eat no bananas. Chill out.
Yeah.
I'm like, Google, what all has potassium? I'm like, sea coconut water,
Mm-hmm.
oranges,
Right.
antelope, oranges.
Yeah, I think cucumber has potassium in it too.
Cucumbers, avocados.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a
Tons
lot
of
of
stuff.
different things, and he was just like,
Bananas is just the most famous.
yeah, that is the most famous. I was like, sure, you really need to go buy some potassium tablets.
Right.
I was like, it's probably the most strenuous workouts you've ever done. Like, imagine never doing MMA and then you actually start training with the fight team. So of course your body's it's hot, especially in our gym now. It's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta keep the heat up a little bit. It's cold outside.
Right.
Winter time here, Pacific Northwest. We
Yeah.
actually get snow here in the next month. So stay tuned.
Snow whenever. Could get snow tomorrow.
Yeah, we
Could be
could.
gone the next day.
And we had a cold front. What was it, about a week ago?
Yeah, about that. Yep.
Oh, not gonna lie.
It snapped. It snapped for sure.
It's only one day, the next day is summer.
Yeah, for real.
Well, for real, I mean, because Picante is right around the corner from the Barber Life Studio, like 3 blocks away, and then you're also like 3 blocks away from 4Whistles too. So you
That's
guys are
right.
open at the public market. What are the
Public
days?
market. Yep. Right now we're back down to winter hours, so we're open Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday we're open 11 to 5:30, and Sunday we're open noon to 4.
So those are good days too for like, because you know mostly when people want to sip on some
Yeah,
wine, get a
yeah.
little, go out, you know, and
Yeah, Mondays aren't busy for us, so we typically close up on Mondays. So.
Yeah. I feel like anywhere, you know, a lot of people are just focused on working. Bro.
Yep. Totally. Yeah. Yeah, we were doing Thursdays during the fall season for harvest.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Because we'd had the farmers markets were out there at the Kennewick Public Market, but then but now that those are done, they're finished up with those, so we switched back to our winter hours.
Nice.
Yeah, even when they were doing the farmers markets, the Thursdays were kind of hit or miss for us. So
Right.
we were
You had to adjust a little bit.
yeah, exactly.
So how does this like? I think I don't know if I asked you earlier, but how did like you guys came up with the name 4Whistles? Like out of all the names, like what really rang the bell to like, okay, this is it. Like this is what we want to go with. Because I know not only do you have wine, the wine, but you got the bottle openers too, right? The wine openers, and they got the logo on there too. So
Yeah.
how much do you sell those for? The wine openers?
Those are $10 at the tasting room. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Those are $10.
We so we came up with 4Whistles by because our vineyard is just up the hill from a really busy railroad crossing.
Oh.
The railroad crossing comes in the Burlington Northern Santa Fe from comes down south, basically right next to 395.
Really?
And so that crossing is so busy. We get, gosh, I'll probably say the wrong number, but we get like 72 rail crossings a day.
Really?
There's 72 trains that come through that crossing every day. And so every time a train crosses, they're required to, by law, by
Whistle?
the law, to do 4 whistles.
Oh.
So it's a pattern of 4 whistles. Yeah, it's a specific pattern.
That's
It's
what I
got
was gonna
specific
think,
lengths
yeah.
and everything that they're supposed to abide by. And so we heard that pattern so much that was what we wound up calling our vineyard, because out there working in it, out there planting it, we're like, damn.
Wow.
You hear that train an awful lot.
Train.
Yep. Yeah, there's another train. Yeah.
Hey, so every time you see a train and you hear a whistle 4 times, you
4
gotta think
whistles.
of 4 whistles right here, Whinery.
Not gonna lie, that's actually pretty good.
4 whistles right here.
Genre for your wine.
Oh, yeah.
Backstory. He's like, hey, as we were planting these seeds,
You guys
just in the surrounding area,
Yep.
just click. He's like, hey,
Yep.
That's
the
very
train.
interesting.
4 whistles. Hear that train
It's
coming down them tracks.
We're rolling down with the wine. 2 bottles down. Not gonna lie, both are big good. The second one was, like he said, it gives it a little bit more smoky flavor. You can actually smell it in the scent. I'm really curious to see what the difference is upon the age. Like you said, with wine, it all depends upon how long it's been grow and whatnot. So, really curious. Like I said, the same wine, different time. I went and shopped for wine. My mom's a wine drinker. I work in a school. Teachers relax off wine. It's a little bit more chill drink. So,
Hey, now for Christmas, you gotta take your little
you
4
got-
whistles.
If you need any Christmas gifts,
4
shout out to your
whistles.
local businesses right here. 4 Whistles.
Support local.
There's multiple different
Support
flavors.
local. No
multiple
kizzy
different wines. You
boy.
guys sell white wines?
What's that?
You guys sell white wines or just only red?
That was
We do sell white wines, but right now we're sold out of our white wines. We will have some more back in stock
Just to give you an idea.
That's
early
Tellung.
new year.
They're sold out. So,
Jeez.
but
Yep.
red wine, like I said, compliments with steaks. And actually, Thanksgiving's coming around.
Oh, great with turkey.
Yes, great with
Great
turkey.
with turkey.
I would recommend buying a bottle and try it, giving it a try. Like I said, support your locals. We always do. We
Oh,
try
yeah.
to get a lot
It's a
involved.
pleasure.
Cash got involved. He's going to be helping us with Kids Cap here in the next week or so. So
Yeah.
it's help your support. People buy from people. Shoot, I might be buying a 4 whistle bottle to go give somebody. The gift that keeps on giving, right?
No, yeah. So typically, what are your prices for each bottle? Like,
They range. So here, we have a range from 35 to 55.
you want this one or the other one?
So, yeah, and then the whites and the rosés are a little bit more affordable. They're usually more in the 25 to 30 range. Like I said, we don't hold on to them for as long. They're not into any expensive barrels or anything like that. So the whites and the rosés, we typically let them go for a little bit less.
No, that 35 is not. That's for a good cup of wine. Like I said, I already started to fill it off that first little sip. So that's what you want. So
That's
you
right.
want an actual full cup because we're only tasting. You
Yeah.
want an actual full cup by your second cup, and you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, by your second glass of wine, you're going to know you had wine.
So that's what you're looking for when you actually have. So like I said, Thanksgiving's around the corner. If you want to support one of your local wineries here, 4 Whistles. Hey, like I said, I might be buying a bottle just to
Mimosas are made with wine, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, mimosas are champagne or sparkling wine.
I remember me and my younger brother went out we brunch,
Yeah.
We
Oh, yeah.
tried that Enda's mimosa stuff. It was like
Yeah.
$20 for Enda's mimosas, We were over here having a competition, like, oh, let's see if we can drink more, I
On mimosas,
Yeah,
bro.
I know that one.
I drank 8, bro. That day was
Mimosas are like a hangover trick for me, man. That's
Oh man, that makes me think.
How many can you have
For real, same
until
thing.
you're like-
That's the only thing I did for the whole day.
wine or mimosas. Oh,
Just a couple.
It hits, bro. Brunch hits.
because it's sparkling too, so it's like it hits harder when it's sparkling. I could probably do 3 or 4 is all,
And then
like,
you're like,
and then I'm like, nah, I got shit to do
He said, I
today.
gotta be able to make it through the day.
Yeah. So like, you making the wine and all that, like going through the whole process. Have you ever had like an experience where you're like, okay, this is a bad batch, like like something happened through the process, and then you're like, I'm not gonna sell this one, or
Oh yeah,
because how long
Gets
does
rancid or something?
yeah, oh yeah. So it'll wine will go south on you. It'll spoil. Yeah. Yeah, totally. There have been times where we've had a batch of wine that just it wasn't quite right, and we're at the size where we can't like if that happens with a big winery, they'll just blend it away, right? They'll just take small portions of that bad wine and they'll put it into their other wines to make it go away, basically. Yeah,
You
and
don't
we
just waste it, you know.
right,
know
right,
that.
and we can't do that, and it compromises quality of the product too, in my opinion. So we've definitely dumped wine.
Because it's a big process, right? That
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, and
And
it
then
sucks.
you're
It
like-
sucks to watch 2 years of work literally go down the drain. I mean,
You're like,
like literally, you're watching 2 years of work just. You could, yeah, just hook a brother up, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Might as well let someone enjoy it.
Right. No, you get in trouble for shit like that. The TTB will be like, "Hey, what'd you do with that?"
Because they sell restaurants. That's why a lot of restaurants like throw food away.
Yeah, this is a health.
Because
It's a
we're
health.
just like,
Vibe.
why don't you just give it back and give people food because they're hungry?
People just get used to it, you know. You want.
But like the world we live in, it just don't work like that. We wish it was like that. But, you know, like,
This is
I
what
was giving away
profits,
food
you know?
today. Give away some champions.
I mean, yeah, I'd love to give it away, but I don't know. Yeah, like I can't because it's a bit. I have to run a business too. Like I can't put a label on it, and yeah,
reputation is on there.
exactly.
wow.
So we just let it go. Yeah, we just dumped it down the drain. It was just one of those things where now what we do is we have a
Money.
yeah, right. Seriously, like it might as well have been green. You know. But no, now we know we have a guy. We have a contact for. He makes brandy. So we just give that to him, and he cooks it down into distills it down into brandy.
Oh, because you guys be having connections, huh?
Yeah.
So-
Brandy's just it's wine liquor. So it's like vodka, but from wine.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very
And is it still a
Recycling, exactly.
Recycling the
Yeah.
So
wine.
is it still a
So you still
cutter,
get
or
paid
does
for
it
it.
get like?
It's clear, yeah. Well, like it depends. There's aged brandy too, where then they'll take that, they'll put it back into barrels, and then they'll age that. That's where you get like E&J is kind of like your classic golden brandy, yeah. But there is like people that make port too. Yeah, it's not necessarily legally required, but it's typically frowned upon to use anything other than grape spirits to fortify your your port wine.
Wow.
So,
You guys ready to do the taste test?
oh yeah.
See what the younger wine tastes like.
Come on. No kissing, boy.
No, crazy.
Oh, you're supposed to have it? No kissing, boy. Come on.
I'll get it one day.
So-
I'll get it one day, yeah.
So I think this one. I think this one's a little more fruity. That last one was a little bit more kind of savory.
I'm already
So
fruity.
I'm already fruity, bro. Fruity enough.
For real, though.
Woo!
No, you're good. You're good. No worries.
Dang!
Nobody saw that.
Party foul.
Nobody saw that.
Like Mark does when he dropped that.
Cried about broken, bro.
Oh, yeah. We had another guy drop a whole drink on the podcast, so.
Sure, it can't be any worse than what is it? What's the country singer that just broke his Grammy award?
No way.
Yes, the bigger country singer. What is his name?
Mm-hmm.
It's on the top of my head. What is his name? It's not Big Country. Well, did it start with an R? But he won a Grammy award. I can't think of his name right now. But this man won a Grammy award, broke that hoe, and was just like, oh,
Broke that hoe.
He was passing around. He was cherishing
That's
it.
right. Yeah,
Cherishing the moment with
giving it
everybody.
kisses and shit.
Because like, I think it wasn't about the award. It was just taking in the experience. So it's like, it is what it is. So as long as you're enjoying yourself. The award was just a part of the process.
Mhm.
Like, hey, I might give you an award, even if they don't. I'll keep that thing together. At least I know I won it.
Right.
Yeah, it was about
You
the
won it.
experience.
Yeah.
People know I won it, and I got to share with a lot of people. So I think that's what it's a lot about. Like, not even competition. I win medals. I win belts.
That's crazy though when you
But-
mix it. Actually, spell it stronger, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it
Does this
comes
one
out.
smell more fruity?
Yeah.
You gotta swirl it.
And I'm saying, like you like hold your hand over it and give it a good 10-second swirl, and then you like pull your hand away, and dude, that shit'll hit you.
Damn.
Wrap a balloon over
10
it and just
seconds.
watch it.
Right. It will probably a little bit.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, it was probably a little.
Oh, you could smell that even
Uh-huh.
more. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you sure this one's more drier than that one?
No, it's fruitier. That's all I said. It's
More
fruitier.
fruity.
A little bit, huh? Yeah.
You don't think it is?
I don't know.
Some people don't. I honestly like
Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
it's it's
Yeah,
that's the other cool thing about wine. It's so
That first one made me do a
individual.
little face like, you know? This one didn't make me do that, you know?
So you like
I
that?
like this one. I like this one better personally
Yes,
too.
it smells lighter.
I like this one. I like this
It's
one.
not really that. It's just because red wine in general, like there's always that little bit of.
hmm And that's just the way that I make my wines too. Like I'm a dry winemaker. Some winemakers don't. Some winemakers don't mind having a little bit of sugar left over on their wines, or some winemakers will add a little bit of sugar, and that's totally fine. That's totally legal here in the U.S. It's something that we do, and we're all about making the consumer happy here in the U.S. And if the consumer wants a little bit of sugar on their wine, a lot of winemakers will do that just so that they can sell more wine.
Yeah.
Right, so well, you would say this is your top seller, or
The Syrah, yeah,
The
the
Syrah,
Syrah sells, yeah. So this is, like I said, this is the 4th year I've made it, and it's sold out every year. So we're about to sell out of the 2020. It's down to like 9 cases.
wow.
So.
No, yeah, because I know my daughter's mom. She likes the
Yeah.
Syrah too, so that's her go-to right
Yeah,
now.
Syrah is my favorite right now. I used to be a huge Cab Franc fan. Cab Franc, actually, specifically that Cab Franc. Well, at least that block of grapes that makes that wine. That's what got me into wanting to be a winemaker.
Really?
Like I was like, oh man, because like I said, growing up as a kid, like, and people buy cheap wine, and cheap wine is not good. Let's
Like
just
that bag wine.
like that bag wine, exactly.
For the
Like,
college, smack the bag.
yeah, slap in a bag. Yeah, no, but when you're drinking wine like that, and you get kind of used to that scenario, and then you have something that's next level. And for me, that was just like, oh man, like that's what it can be. Like you can do that with that same kind of stuff. Like
Right.
that for me is made all the difference, and that's what made me want to do the winemaking thing.
So
I could tell the difference between the smells.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, that one's a little bit more smoky. That was more fruity. After I actually took a longer sip, let it sit, that was a little bit lighter. So I think it's just because I took a baby sip. And so
Yeah.
what I got was a grinder.
It's good, huh?
I actually taken a real sip and actually let it sit, and that actually
Yeah,
I got the fruitiness of it.
no, totally. Yeah, that wine's changed even since I last had it. So.
Yeah, that one's changed even since I last.
Yeah, this one for me, the 21, it. I guess it's more like what we would call more balanced. Like it doesn't have the like rocky high points kind of that the other one had.
What you got over there, Johnny?
we got some ceviche. I'm gonna get him ready for some ceviche.
You like ceviche?
I do like ceviche.
That's probably like one of my favorites.
I don't know, bro. Like
You getting full?
I'm.
It's just a small one.
It's just a small one.
They're not.
Oh, he's gonna double spoonful it though.
Double scoop.
Oh man,
do
double
triple.
scoop. That,
Triple?
no, I
that
didn't
good
want the
enough?
second one, dog.
With a bite.
Yeah, I'd have been cool with like half that and a little scoopy.
Do you like a cucumber?
Sure.
So,
Do you like
That's avocado though.
yeah. Well, I got.
You said cucumber, but you passed me an avocado. I appreciate you though.
No,
got
it's
both.
all good. Yeah, just like that. Just like that's perfect.
You don't like cucumber?
No, I just don't want you to put yourself out, bro.
Oh no, not at all. Usually with tapatio though, it's really good. You're our guest here, so
Tapatio.
come on.
Come on, boy.
After I've had my first cup of ceviche, I like ceviche all the time.
Oh,
I eat
yeah.
ceviche every day.
When ceviche.
I can eat ceviche every day.
You know what aguachiles is?
Yeah.
You heard of aguachiles?
We need to make you some so we could try it.
But instead they,
It's like, what is it?
they
Shrimp?
cook the shrimp in lime.
Oh yeah, just like brine it in lime. Yeah. Ah, cool. Yeah, that's like the whole concept. It's like the lime is cooking the fish, right? Yeah. Right. Like I don't know, man. This is gonna get everywhere, dog.
No, that tostada is
And you can eat it till it actually sits in the lime actually cooks.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, hey, bro, like, just let me eat it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm hungry. The shrimp is so raw.
but you don't like spice, so the tapatio, you wouldn't want the
But I don't eat
tapatio.
it.
No, it's out for me.
It has a little kick, huh?
Shoot, you down to do the hot chip challenge?
I tried it, bro.
One time for the one time.
Have
You
you?
did?
I tried it.
Was it bad?
No way.
I mean, I'm pretty good with spice, so it wasn't too bad.
Bro,
But it-
I would die.
I was spiced up where I
Stay
maybe
tuned
like
for podcast number 2. We all gonna do a hot chip.
That would
Oh,
be
man.
No, I still haven't done it. It's funny he said he did it. I'm curious because I ain't done it. I can handle some type of hot spicy stuff, but
You'd be afraid.
I don't like really hot stuff. So I've been talking about the hot chip challenge. I just haven't got around to doing it.
I would have stomach cramps for a week, bro.
I would have stomach cramps for.
I don't wish that upon nobody.
Like sometimes when I get like Italian sausage that's too spicy, bro. It's like
Sausage that's spicy, bro. It's like.
Shoot, I just got some new sausage. And like chicken apple, something pineapple.
oh yeah, no yes.
Hello.
Make it okay.
Make it with, for breakfast, eggs and stuff. It makes it as.
She went up a deal.
I saw it and I was like, oh, they like all types of different shit.
Yeah.
I know. For real.
Yeah, the guy next to us, next to our tasting room, he does sausage. He's the bomb.
Next to our tasting room.
You be buying some?
Oh yeah, all the time.
He's the bomb.
You call your daddy like, did you get some of that?
Yeah. You get some of Steve's sausage? That's the joke now. It's just wieners and wine.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
What do you think of the ceviche?
It's great. I've never had it like super fine chopped up.
Yeah. I knew this was gonna be new to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's great.
Does your wife like ceviche?
Oh yeah.
So she can take her there.
Oh yeah. We're going for sure.
Cause usually what I'll do is I'll do a chicken wrap
Yeah.
and then I'll do like some ceviche and it comes with four tostadas, the order,
Right.
so that you and your wife could have 2 and then 2, or you can have like a chicken wrap and then some tacos on the side, or same thing with ceviche and then the tacos on the side, and you get pretty full, you know.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Picante, man, for
Absolutely.
this delicious food. We also got dessert for you too. We got some cheesecake, the brand new cheesecake they just released.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
Their
like
own
cheesecake?
recipe?
Yeah, you like cheesecake?
Oh yeah.
Is that, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think there's no kitty boy. No, your wine is delicious, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Of course, no, like the holidays are coming around the corner, so
That's right.
make sure you guys follow 4Whistles on Instagram, follow Cash Cuts, Life is Memories.
What y'all having for
We out
Thanksgiving?
here.
What y'all favorite menu item? The turkey, the ham, the mashed potatoes, the tamales,
Comment down below.
the sweet potatoes,
Huh.
the pumpkin pie, the apple pie, cheese
Green bean casserole.
the macaroni,
Sloppy Joes.
some meat,
Oh.
greens, potatoes, ham, spam, you name it. That's it.
So, where do you see? Where do you see your company like 4Whistles from a year from now? Like, where do you guys expect it to?
Well, we hope to finish out the rest of our vineyard. We hope to be able to have a basically what we gotta build a new building. So that's gonna be that'd
Really?
be cool.
You
Yeah.
guys are expanding.
Yeah, in order to be able to process all the fruit that comes off of our property, we would need to build a new building. So, hoping to do that in the next 2 years, maybe.
So the growth is coming, huh?
Yeah, well, the growth is ongoing. It's constant.
Non-stop.
Yeah,
You guys just keep
yeah.
getting
So
more orders.
we've doubled our production every year for the last 6 years.
Really?
get
So
to
you guys
where
been
we
doing it
are.
for 7 years right now?
Yeah.
Man.
1%, y'all. I told y'all. One
Yep.
day at a time.
Yep. And that 400% at the end of the year.
He said we sold an extra couple cases because they loved it.
That's
They
right.
loved it.
No, yeah, and that was the biggest thing when we opened up our tasting room. It was just immediately we started getting more club members. We had, we went from like 25 mostly family or friend kind of club members to we doubled our club membership to about 50 in the last.
So how do you become a club member? Or
You just sign up. You just put down your information.
It's like a monthly fee.
No, there's no fee. Basically what you do with us anyway. Most wineries or a lot of wineries are different, but with us anyway, basically, when you become a club member, you're just committing to buying one bottle of each of our new release.
Okay.
So for us right now, that's two bottles twice a year. So you're basically committing to buying 4 bottles of wine from us over the course
That's
of
not
the
even
year.
bad though.
No, yeah, and like I said, our spring release is almost always cheaper because it's a white and a rosé, and so that's usually more like $65, and then the fall release is a little more expensive. It's 2 reds. It's like usually like a $35 and a $45 bottle. So it's like $80 in the
So if you're a
fall.
club member, do they just ship it to your house?
Yep. So we'll ship it directly
No
to you.
way. So that kind of you become first.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So when we're talking about the reason why our stuff's all sold out is because we have loyal club members that.
That's cool how that works.
Yeah, and so they were loyal to us, and they said, yeah, we want to be on the list. We want to guarantee that we get a bottle of rosé next year. And the only way to guarantee you getting a bottle of rosé next year is to become a club member.
Sign up, y'all.
You guys better sign
Y'all
up now
heard it
before it's
first.
too
Y'all
late.
better sign
That's
up.
right. That's right.
Bad, you know. For a bottle of wine for a day.
A
Bottle
day.
here for
So yeah, I
around,
mean, shit.
what,
That wine's
150,
sitting
116?
Yeah,
170,
tops, yeah.
on the list. Complimentary, so it's like that. And then what you give them all the first feedback upon what's coming out, the new exclusive.
Oh yeah. We treat our club members really well. So you not only that, but it's 15% off everything. So across the board, you get
Already.
15% off any bottle purchase, any merchandise, anything like
Where do
that.
we sign up? Because we're ready.
Yeah, the website.
Wine
Scan that QR code right there on the back of the bottle. That'll send you there.
They got a website, huh?
Website. 4Whistles.
Yeah.
I'm the whiniest, bro.
No, because it's chill, you know?
But then
You're on
but
a date, you know, it's like nice.
just crack a bottle of wine. It's like the perfect amount for 2 people. Like just to have a nice evening, watch some tunes, whatever.
Yeah.
Watch a flick. Yeah. No, it's definitely.
Yeah, it is.
You want to taste?
One bottle left.
Yeah, we got one left. This is kind of an interesting one. If you notice, it's a totally different label. That was the first wine that we ever made that was publicly available. So that was our first label. We just needed to get something that we could put on the bottle.
We got a first generation.
Yeah, that's right. So, and then another cool little thing is we're gonna bring that, at least in spirit, we're gonna bring that label back. So it's gonna have the same logo and stuff like this, but it's gonna have the same color scheme as that one. So it'll be exactly. So it'll be
That's a throwback.
yeah, exactly. So it'll be a negative basically. So this is white background, black tracks. The reserve bottle that we're going to release is going to have white tracks, black background, and the metallic bits on it are going to be the brass or the gold.
That's sick. Because you guys got merch too. I seen you wearing.
Oh yeah,
4
representing.
Whistles.
Got it in the hat too.
the
Yeah,
hat.
yeah.
So if you guys are on the website, you can buy the merch, right?
Yeah, merch is on the website. Merch is also in the tasting room. So
Yeah, that's tight. See,
yeah.
support local.
Nice thing to do. Go
Get some
check
merch.
it out.
it's super high quality stuff too. Like it's nothing,
Real warm.
nothing cheapo. That's
Come
right.
on, get
That's
your
right.
drip.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's super high quality stuff. It's not nothing like iron on or nothing like that. It's all silk screened in. The hat is embroidered all the way through and through, so it's not just like a logo embossed on.
So how
there.
much is a sweater? Like if I wanted to.
I think the sweaters are 30, maybe 25.
Wow, that's affordable. Yeah.
Yeah. So super affordable. Yeah. I think the hats are like $10.
Really, and then
Yeah.
embroidery.
Yeah.
Usually embroidery is a lot more expensive.
Yeah. Maybe they're 12 or something like that, but right
Or-
around there.
Wow,
Yeah.
even cheaper.
Yeah. We're not trying to make a bunch on the merch. We just want to get our name out there. We're just trying to show people that we
You're not
we have
about the
quality
money.
stuff and that.
You're about the quality.
Exactly. Yeah, like I said, the same thing with the corkscrews. We didn't want a cheapo corkscrew that was going to break after 3 uses. We wanted something that's going to stick around. It's going to be there in your drawer, be reliable.
Yeah.
So when you do, because I think a lot of people they don't drink wine all the time. But when you need one, it's right there and it's not going to break on you. So.
Wow, that's very interesting. I mean, this whole this is our first episode with any kind of wine, so honestly, like, I appreciate you coming out too. Like, So, you want to taste some of that cheesecake since you said you're a fan?
Yeah, absolutely.
I got some spoons right here.
Yeah, especially this one.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to.
Man, this one especially because this is a pretty old bottle now. This is a 2017. So this is going to be
23, 6 years old. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's right. Oops.
I can't even do that one.
I was gonna say I'm surprised you can do that,
I
bro.
tried though. Cardi B made that a thing.
The purr.
Yeah, the
Purr.
Yeah, I can do that.
Shit, I am dripping all
It's
over.
that drip.
Got that drip.
27,
Oh yeah, that 17 dripping
She
out.
said.
He said, I'm dripping all over. I was like, that's just
If you're lucky.
if you're lucky.
All the right moves.
That's right.
Oh, well,
For real.
What's it?
I just rolled it up.
Samuel L. Jackson. Don't be tickling or nothing.
Did you end up trying that lemon pie?
No, I think it's somewhere like this though.
Oh.
no, his daughter tried it.
I know she said she wanted strawberry cheesecake. That's why. Lemons for kids is a little bit different.
Is it fire?
A little bit more tart. So.
You like some of this stuff on top? Like,
What is it?
I don't know. It's like
I don't
a.
know.
Like
I'm-
cream cheese?
I'm like,
Whipped cream?
Well, I'll put it on the side
Heavy
just in
cream,
case so you can try it.
I don't think it's whipped cream because it's too like thick, you know? Probably like heavy cream.
Oh, like cream fraiche maybe?
Yeah.
Cream fraiche.
Free Jane.
So let me. I'll give you a spoon too. Where?
Oh, it's like an Oreo.
He said it's like a.
It tastes like cinnamon.
Oh, okay. I got you.
churro cheesecake?
Churro cheesecake. Got it. Awesome.
You don't want some of this? No.
Mm-mm.
Sure. If this one smells stronger, or
It's pretty good though. Super sweet.
the first one we took.
Well, that is
Well, I was
bomb.
gonna give you some.
Wow.
Put it on this napkin. Put a little piece.
It's like a dollop of cake.
Fire? What do you think
Oh
so
yeah.
far?
Oh yeah. That's the bomb.
You don't want more? There's no
It's like
more.
whipped up.
It'd be a good addition to the Thanksgiving food, you know?
Oh yeah.
He's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like that one.
You would for sure want seconds on that one.
I like this. The last of 2017, I'm not gonna lie, I rock with the 2017. I like the throwback.
Yeah.
2017, not gonna lie.
Yeah. That wine is kind of.
Yeah.
That wine is at just at the end of like where it's
Talk about balance.
getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
That's the balance.
Mm,
right
this is
there.
fire.
There's that little bit of dryness. There's that.
hmm
fruitiness.
But a ton of that texture.
Yes, that's. I'm not gonna lie. 2017.
Yeah.
That is
I'm
a
about to
must
go home
try.
faded as hell, boy.
Ah.
I'm not really a big drinker, you know, so with a little bit.
No, I know. I'm with you though, because I just got done with harvest. Like we were working. Sheesh. We were working like 65 hours a week, so that was pretty brutal. Not a lot of time for drinking when you're doing that much work.
So you say you're done with harvest, huh? For the
Yeah,
year?
yeah. Done with harvest.
So how long does harvest take? Like,
Usually it's like 10 weeks.
oh, okay. So about
So just like any fruit.
2.5 months.
Goes in the summertime?
Yeah, just like anything. Exactly. It only grows through the summer and a little bit into the fall, and then you harvest it kind of the middle of fall towards the end of fall, and then.
So you got to be watching the grape though, huh? Too,
Yep.
like
Yes,
constantly,
sir.
every
Yes,
day,
sir.
kind of give it a walk.
Yeah, so at first it starts out pretty easy, right? You take a couple samples, but then as you start getting closer to your ripening days, and where you're gonna everybody picks differently. Like I said, every winemaker has their preferences, but as you get closer to your target of sugar content, so like we measure with this weird number called Brix, BRIX. That's the we use a refractometer which measures in Brix, which is a fancy name for what percentage of weight of that berry is sugar. So like 1 Brix is 1% of the weight of that berry is sugar. 25 Brix is 25% of the weight of that berry is sugar. So that's where grapes kind of your general target is for winemaking is 25 Brix. So as you get closer to that, you're taking more and more frequent samples.
Wow.
Yeah. And so you're also, there's also tons of other metrics that winemakers use. There's pH and TA, all these other things. But the primary one is sugar content. And that's kind of, your general rule for like, oh, as I can monitor bricks levels, and as they continue to increase as the plant loads that with
So
sugar.
if a grape has higher bricks, does that mean it's gonna be better wine or
Not necessarily. It just means there's more sugar in it.
just sweeter wine?
Yeah. So or higher alcohol. Because there's more sugar to start, so there's more potential for alcohol.
Is that something that you learned like when you were out there getting your bachelor's, like slowly, just more and more? Huh?
Yeah. A lot of the like background stuff that you don't necessarily even think about. What we learned there was just all the behind the scenes stuff. Like, if you do this, then this will happen. If you start messing with this number, this kind of thing will happen. Here's your available tools to try to change this particular metric or whatever, and that kind of thing. And so, nothing that any of the consumer would ever see.
So with like this whole family business that was orchestrated, were you were like that main piece that trying to make this thing whole?
Yeah, so I'm the one who kind of just I guess as far as like the vision for the winemaking program, yeah, that's all me. As far as like trying to get the experience of like, what do we want? What kind of wines do we want to make? I mean, that's ultimately what it's what it's gotta come down to. Is like,
right.
Like I said earlier, like there's old world winemakers, there's new world winemakers, but there's also 1,000 different terms that winemakers choose to describe themselves. And so it's just kind of trying to decide like, what's your vision, and what kind of wines do you want people to taste.
That wine was my favorite. No,
This one, yeah, that's like I was telling him. It's one of those wines. It's kind of hit that point in its life where I think it's as good as it's gonna get.
okay.
But it'll still be that good for another
For a good while?
couple, 3-4 years. Yeah. So
It's just declined slowly.
and it'll decline slowly after that. Yeah, exactly.
Because he said wine is good forever. Like, right? You were saying.
Yeah, I mean, if the winemaker has made that wine to age for 30 years, that wine will be good for a long, long time, even past that. Yeah, keep that cork in. That's right. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's definitely like, as far as it's an alcoholic product that probably won't make you sick. Yeah, wine's good for a long, 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 long time.
Because they say it's good for your heart, huh? So having wine or not?
Yeah, there's definitely compounds in there that are antioxidant stuff, resveratrol and stuff. That's the famous one.
Wine a day keeps you doctor.
It can. It can. Problem is, I can't keep myself to just one.
Once you have one, you want more.
That's right. Especially when I'm making it right now.
This has been a fun experience.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like the 4 different varieties.
Yeah, this is tight.
Like I said, shout out to 2017. You guys get a chance, I would try that 2017.
How much is that bottle right now?
That's 55, and that's actually a club members only bottle.
So I have to be a club member to even get a bottle.
That's right. So I
Stay
want
tuned,
to.
I might become a club member so I can give somebody a bottle.
God,
I like that one because it was well balanced.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Don't lie.
The two, he wasn't
The last
lying. One was a little bit more fruity. The other one's a little bit more smoky flavor. And then that one was the most driest. The one that was fruity, I took a sip and it was a little dry at first. 'Cause I didn't take enough. But after I
Let it coat your tongue.
after I got an actual little drink, got a gulp. Actually ended up being fruity. The 2017 ended up being.
Yeah. That 17. That's a beautiful, beautiful product.
It is.
It's like well balanced.
I said I have never wine tasted before, so this is like my first
Experience, yeah.
doing
I was
this.
basking in
In a
that. So it's cool that you got- yeah.
You're spoiled now. Now you're gonna come to these other places and be like, "Where's the food?"
For real. Tomorrow I'll be like, hey, bro,
Yeah, I already know. So, what do you see yourself like? With your guys' whole brand and being family oriented. Like, I know I asked you a year from now, but what about 5 years from now? Are you hoping?
Yeah.
You guys trying to branch out
try
to state to
all
state?
over-
You guys trying to stay slow?
No, we're
USA.
trying to just keep it local. We
But if
don't.
it does go,
Yeah,
to
I
other
mean, we're
states,
going to
that-
try to
that'd be-
support that absolutely the best we can. We have family across the states
That's why I
too,
figured
so
that
they're kind of pushing it,
Yeah.
but that would involve kind of, like I said, some more logistical. Yeah, exactly. So that's going to involve like trying to get a distributor contract because, at least the way that we're set up right now, it's not legal for us to like necessarily sell wine across state lines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Good
like
thing, huh?
we use a third party program that basically holds a license for us to be able to. It's it's kind of like legalese or whatever. They basically the way it's structured, but basically we can't.
There's just more logistics that go into trying to do that.
Yeah,
Steps.
Exactly.
If it works out to that.
I mean, and it's really tough too because I mean, like even the kind of the legality of what we're doing here, like it's all in a kind of a gray area because it's alcohol, so the feds get real like clammy about like who's doing what with booze and where's it all going and how much was manufactured and why did this go there?
They all want to know everything.
That's right. As soon as you're manufacturing a controlled substance, they get all the fingers up in you. Like it's no joke as far as like they don't like people getting free booze. They don't like people like not telling them that they're making booze. They don't like people moving booze across state lines, and they don't even let you own a liquor license in like more than one, or like a manufacturer's license in more than one state. Yeah. So like, if we wanted to, like, say we wanted to also open up a winery in Oregon.
Yeah, it's because it's right across the border.
Right across the border. Less than 100 miles. We would have to start a separate company, register that in Oregon, and then have a third company buy both companies if we wanted to manufacture alcohol in the same.
So that's why you don't care too much for it.
Yeah, it's really so. Yeah, we basically we work through a third party called Vino Shipper, and they basically they have all the licenses in all the states to be able to sell alcohol in those states. And basically, what kind of happens is a switcheroo, where we sell the wine to them and then they sell it to who we're selling it to. Yeah, exactly. And they charge a fee for that and all that kind of stuff.
We can get this to like Seattle. I know you got family in Seattle.
Yeah.
Like not Oregon, but like different parts of Washington,
Texas.
Yeah, and like I said, we can ship for club members and stuff like that. That's no problem. It's just like if we wanted to try to get our wine, like if we wanted to try to get our wines in like a Safeway in Colorado or something like that, we couldn't do that because of the way distributors work. Yeah.
Something to plan for the future.
Yeah. Wine is alcohol in general is No, totally, and yeah, and if we get to that point where
what percent better you learn, you figure out that you how to make it happen.
Yeah, and if we get the traction and the growth and people really are receptive and they're like, no, you absolutely need to make more of this. You need to make more of this. Then maybe we will get to that point. You know? Yeah, totally.
You've been in business 6 years. Like I said,
Thanks, man. No, and this has been great. This has been a freaking blast. It's been great.
You're really passionate, huh?
Yeah, I know. I love what I do, man.
That's great. I didn't expect to hear a story. He said he was calling me to come. Oh, we're running. You don't typically
so lucky. Like seriously, so grapes, man, grapes. Everywhere, as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, the name comes out of the building, from the area. Trains going by, 4Whistles. Like, I think it's a blessing overall just to see how it all comes.
Absolutely, huge blessing.
Congratulations, bro, on your success,
yeah, thanks,
bro.
man. Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate you coming out,
Thanks,
man.
guys. Yeah.
Memories.
Shout out to Picante.
Picante.
The dessert, the contract,
4Whistles.
all the drinks. Again, like I said, holidays are coming around. We got Thanksgiving. Become a club member and you'll get that 50% off. But perfect gift for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and that New Year that's coming around. We about to be on 2024, y'all.
Yeah, and I think we usually run a holiday free shipping as well.
Everybody loves free shipping. Everybody loves free wine. So come down and come get free taste testing.
Yeah, get yourself a sample.
There you go. So Public Market here.
Public Market in Kennewick.
A lot of people come down during the weekend. You might catch me or Johnny be there.
That's right.
Run around town.
You'll catch a vibe though with Toronto. Yeah, you know, and you don't wanna stay mellow.
That's right.
You don't like wine, try it out.
Now he likes wine.
You might become a winer like me.
You never know.
Another convert.
There
Hey, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Episode 11, 4 Whistles. Shout out to 4 Whistles again for coming out, man. Shout out to Picante. Shout out to the boys right here. You already know. Cash Cuts, Life is Memories. Johnny Blade Official. We out.
You know what it is?
Hey, follow Barber Life Podcast. Give us some views. Give us support.
Drop
Support
the
local.
like, drop the comments,
Drop a
share
like,
it.
comment. Hit up the public market for 4 Whistles.
That's right.
Oh,
for 4 Whistles.
rap.
Cool. Hell yeah.
That was tight, huh? That was smooth.
Super tight.
Appreciate it.